Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to our look ahead at the Disney Investor Day Pixar announcements. I'm Tony. Next to me over here, this way, I'm so lost on these things, is Alex. Alex is one of our main movie reviewers here at laughingplace.com. I'm just the resident animation nerd, so that's why I'm here too. Today we're going to talk all about all the different announcements they talked about at the Walt Disney Company Investors Day that came out of Pixar Animation Studios. Alex, what were your thoughts on Investors Day?
Investor Days was bananas, and I think the thing that I said blew my mind the most was that Walt Disney Animation Studios was getting into TV animation or episodic format, but Pixar is too. So, I mean, I think I just am more blown away that Disney's doing it because they've been in the business so long, and
they had all the different branches too.
Exactly. They had Disney Television Animation, who's doing Monsters at Work for Disney Plus. So that was also a big surprise. Was Disney announced a Big Hero 6 series direct from Disney, but there's the series, and Pixar announced all these other series, but they have Monsters at Work being done by Disney Television Animation.
Yeah. I actually didn't know that till just now, so that's kind of surprising.
Yeah. So at the D23 Expo, it's on our YouTube channel, so anyone can go to Laughing Place YouTube, search Monsters at Work, and we recorded the full presentation that they did from Disney Television Animation about that show. So I think it's just so funny that these things take forever to do, but so little after Monsters at Work is in production, Pixar's like, we're going to do our own stuff for TV.
Yep. Oh, that's funny. Again, guys, we are live, so if you have any questions or comments, feel free to ask. Daniel's already saying hi. So hi, Daniel. Let's start with what we already know is on Disney Plus, Inside Pixar, the new documentary series. I think it's interesting. I haven't really broken into it yet because I know that will consume my whole day because I know I'll just keep watching it and watching it and watching it. But I think it's interesting because I'm pretty sure they talk about how they all had to start working from home.
Yes.
Which if you remember Toy Story 2, that was actually what saved that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so working from home.
So. Like a copy on a hard drive, so when somebody accidentally Control-Alt-deleted Toy Story 2 in its entirety
from the server at the studio proper.
Right. Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, legendary story, Toy Story 2, years of work almost went because someone hit the wrong button.
But yeah, somebody working from home. I think she was on maternity leave. So I think it's funny now that all the animators are like, yeah, we work from home.
Yeah. Well, and what's funny about Inside Pixar, my only criticism of it, I mean, I always love getting to know the animation team and the people behind all the movies. But the one thing I'm bummed about with Inside Pixar, at least the episodes that are on Disney Plus so far, is that you get to see very little of Pixar. Because it's all in people's homes or following up to their favorite coffee shops where they sit and do sketches. And I'm like, go to Pixar, take me inside Pixar, do what you say you will do.
So the title is Inside Pixar, but it's more like Inside Starbucks and my laptop.
Yeah, it's Meet the People of Pixar would have been a more appropriate title. I want more Pixar and Inside Pixar.
Which it sounds like we're going to get at least a few, because it says the first 5. So I'm assuming with more scheduled to release soon. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, my fingers are crossed that they take us inside Pixar. And also, sadly, they don't have chimpanzees running around Pixar as evidenced on the Finding Dory or Finding Nemo DVD bonus features. Do you remember that?
Vaguely.
The Finding Nemo DVD bonus features are Andrew Stanton taking you on a tour of Pixar with a chimpanzee. And he's on a little razor scooter, going across the bridge.
That's
so my first time at Pixar, I asked somebody where did the chimpanzees sleep? they were like, oh, that was just for that shoot.
At least they were aware. I feel like if I worked there and you asked me that, I'd be like, what
are you talking about? I'm like, I'm a bonus feature junkie. Don't mind me.
I would have made a Neverland Ranch joke about a chimpanzee on a scooter.
I search for what Easter eggs are on the DVD, and then I do all the control buttons to find them and see.
There you go. The best part of this is way off topic, but the best part of the Finding Nemo bonus features is the virtual aquariums.
Yes.
So,
well, they didn't talk about this during Investor Day, but that's coming to Disney Plus.
The virtual aquariums?
They're doing a Finding Dory virtual aquarium this month, I think on the 18th.
Oh.
Yeah.
They did not talk about that.
Yeah,
I know someone
that
who'll be very
coming-
pleased with that.
That is coming on the same day as the Arendelle Castle Yule Log Volume 2.
That I knew about.
Themed. So yeah, we're getting like Dory's Reef as a virtual aquarium on Disney Plus.
That's awesome. I think we would have wanted the open ocean from the MLI, but Marine Life Institute. Sorry,
yeah, this is just the first of them, so
yes.
hopefully we get a lot.
Well, speaking of stuff that's already on Disney Plus or coming soon to Disney Plus, the next big Pixar feature film, Soul.
Dramatic pause.
I'm dramatic pause. I'm looking for my picture. There we go. Right there. Soul. Look how pretty that is. Gosh, I'm excited. You've already seen it. Don't tell me anything, but
I'm excited for you and everyone to see it.
Okay. Yeah, because I think we're doing a LP movie club like 3 days after.
Yeah, and the Monday after. So the Soul premieres December 25th. So the 28th. Okay. Us for a book club that we'll be talking about Soul.
So I was asked to do that as the animation nerd, and I said I don't know if I'll have watched it by then. And it was on a phone call with our CEO, and the long pause. Really? Okay, you're right. Yeah, I'll probably have watched it by then.
It's 90 minutes. You got time.
101 without spoiling anything, or how was it?
I loved it. I thought it was a great film. Very funny, very touching, and I think everyone will enjoy it.
Good. Oh,
Soundtrack's magnificent. It's different composers for the score than Pixar has worked with, I believe. But it tonally sounds like it belongs with the score from like WALL-E. So there's kind of some Thomas Newman isms with it. It's very ethereal. And then obviously, I know we're a WALL-E family over here.
Yep.
And then the John Batiste jazz music is also really amazing too. And I'm really excited for the double vinyl release that they're doing, one with the score and one with just the John Batiste jazz compositions.
I'm excited.
Yeah. I think that's a brilliant release plan. Pixar,
Pete Docter, jazz, Tina Fey. Like it already has me up here.
And she is so great in it. I'm a huge Tina Fey fan anyway, but like her character 22 is really the movie stealer.
Were you about to say the soul of the movie?
No. Cover up. No, that's not where my.
No. Okay.
But yeah, I loved her character so much. Buy your 22 merch now, because I think the 22 plush will be the Elsa doll of 2020.
All right, noted. I'll head over to Disney Springs as soon as we're done here.
Get the one with like the best rainbowy pattern on it.
Okay. There's a Spark short though with it that comes out that I'm pretty sure you said you saw today.
I actually saw it when I saw Soul a couple weeks ago, but today was a virtual press day. So coming to our YouTube channel will be an interview with the director of the new Spark short, Burrow. And then we'll also have some written content on Laughing Place. But Burrow is the second 2D short from the Spark short program. And Pete Docter personally selected it out of all the Spark shorts to premiere in theaters with Soul. Obviously, we didn't get the theatrical release, so it's coming to Disney Plus on December 25th. It's very cute. It's about a bunny trying to make her new home, and it's hand-drawn, and it has a very Studio Ghibli quality to it.
Okay.
I really like it.
I remember saw it still, and now that you say it, Studio Ghibli, I'm like, yep, there it is.
Yeah. I think it's actually, I would have a hard time with myself deciding between Burrow or Kitbull as my top two Spark shorts.
Okay. Kitbull, I think, was the one that, I'm not going to say put Spark shorts on the map, but pretty much put Spark shorts on the map.
Yeah. Between those two would be my favorites, and which is number one, I can't decide.
Now, the next thing coming to Disney Plus from Pixar is, it sounds, going back to DVD and Blu-ray bonus features, it's called Pixar Popcorn, and it's a collection of mini shorts. And it reminds me, from what it sounds like, of all like the little featurettes you'd see of like the characters just walking by and reacting to something.
The little animation bumpers that they would play on like one Saturday morning and put on Disney Channel. And then they would make a DVD bonus feature of just all of those as like a 10-minute package.
I adore you, but I hate you because as soon as you said one Saturday morning, it went into my head and it'll be there for a week.
Tuesday, Wednesday, jam.
One Saturday morning. But yeah, it just sounds exactly like that. Just a little, oh, here we go. And I immediately think of Inside Out with like sadness and just walking by, hello, and it's going on. Oh, there's your Pixar popcorn short right there.
Yep. I just think of all the Toy Story ones are still like, that's when I found out what these things were. And they had so many of them. Like the aliens would just be like, walk up to the camera and go, oh.
Yeah, there's right there, the aliens.
Nice.
But the one I remember is also the aliens, but one of them gets Woody's hat and just goes, howdy. And that was it.
Speaking of, I should grab my little alien friend.
I have the Funkos, the two Funkos. They're behind this wall, so I'm not going to go grab them. But yeah.
I'll just leave him here the whole show.
Nick Morgan, the rumor is true, but we'll talk about that a little bit later.
Pixar Popcorn sounds fun. I love that it's pulling from like the whole entire catalog of Pixar films.
Yeah.
You know, they showed a lot of very quick images or shorts. There were so much released on Disney Investor Day. I can't even remember if these things moved or if I was just seeing like a quick succession of like Toy Story, Monsters Inc., Inside Out. But yeah, this will be fun. I'm excited for it. I love when they dive into stuff that we already know and have emotional attachment to, and then use it to make us cry again.
Yes. Oh, but speaking of things that we're going to get emotionally attached to, I'll skip that one. We'll come back to it, but we're going to stick on Disney Plus right now for the other set of Doug Days.
We are a dog household. We've got 2, and we could always use more. And I'm so excited for Doug Days. I believe they showed the short, because they showed a whole short during the Investor Day.
It was the bulk of one. I don't know if it was the whole thing, but
yeah, it was at least like I felt like everything wrapped up by the end. And it was so cute, Doug getting to play with a box of puppies. Like basically every dog lover's dream come true, but then it's Doug doing it. And, you know, he's talking and they're biting his vocal box switch and spinning him around by his ears. It was so adorable.
Adam, things are good. Good to see you. I haven't heard from him in a while. Anyway, sorry. But yeah, no, that was, I kind of told you this ahead of time. Along the horizons of Central Florida, as soon as that clip played, you could hear like, the squee of people gushing over all these puppies with Doug in the yard that Carl just dumped out and said, here, stay busy.
Yeah, that looks amazing.
But yeah, and that's one of those ones where I feel like that lone one that we already saw is the one that everybody's going to recognize immediately.
Well, and Forky asked the question was so well done. And so just to see like that, but with Doug, where he's not really asking a question, but just Doug having fun. They could raise the price of Disney Plus another $1 and I would still say.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised that's not as controversial as other streaming services.
I think
they raise
$1. I think because Netflix just raised their price $2, it's like, Disney's going from $7 to $8, and it's still half price of HBO Max. So we're not going to complain.
Also coming to Disney Plus in 2022, a Cars series following Lightning McQueen and his best friend Mater on a cross-country road trip. Episodes filled with new fun characters and imaginative destinations. I'm surprised we didn't see a Cars series earlier, to be honest.
Especially like, with planes and all the other side plans, the space, and there was going to be trains at one point. All the other things they had planned to expand the world of Cars and just keep that evergreen franchise very lucrative for the Walt Disney Company. I do agree with you, especially because, you could do a CG Cars show on a big budget where it looks more like Thomas and still get by. I'm surprised Disney Junior didn't latch on to Cars.
That's true. That's a really good point.
10 years ago. But I think the premise is great. One of my favorite things about Cars is the way they modify the vehicles and their personalities to different locations. It's like the only reason Cars 2 is watchable is like they go to Tokyo and all the little cars are just so Japanese. Or even in the movie, I think the first Cars has that Midwestern couple that like refuses to ask for directions. Yep. And I just love how overly Midwestern they are, being that I grew up in Wisconsin. So I'm looking forward to seeing the world of the United States of America through Cars.
That's what I like about 3 is that they kind of do the same kind of like
you get into the South and the demo derbies and yep, which we do that in Wisconsin too. Real backwoods.
There's also another series in 2023, an original long form animated series, Win or Lose, which I think is kind of interesting because they kind of explained the origin story. Do you remember what that was?
All I can really remember about it was the concept of things being perceived differently depending on who is looking at the same event.
Yeah, that's because they said it was like 2 people on the animation team that said, well, I like it this way. Well, I like it that way. And then it became like an ongoing, like they never agreed. I can't remember what the specific example was, but yes, it'll follow a co-ed middle school softball team in the week leading up to their championship game with a 20-minute episode highlighting a different character's perspective and exploring the drama of the bad calls made on and off the field. So what it almost reminds me of Sideways Stories from Wayside School, where they're all in the same classroom, but it's a different student is each chapter.
Gotcha.
That's what it sounds like to me. But
yeah, it's a cool concept. I trust Pixar. I feel like it's too high concept for me to really wrap my head around or set expectations without seeing something.
That's I always feel like that's kind of Pixar's almost brand.
Yeah.
Because they'll come out and be like, this is what we're doing.
We're making a movie out of emotion. That sounds weird. And then it comes out and you're like, oh, this is great.
I remember the first time it was the as yet untitled Pixar movie about how the brain works or something like that. And I was like, oh, so Pixar's making Cranium Command.
Right. And it is related.
It is, but it's completely different.
On Cranium Command.
Yeah, but it's completely different.
Yeah.
So, and I just found that out recently too. And I was just like, oh, there it is.
I was sitting in a room. I asked the question at the press conference to Pete Docter that ended up like him revealing and talking about his time working on Cranium Command. And I was just sitting there like, so you admit that you started.
but he didn't. He did, but he didn't.
No,
completely different.
Different enough.
Because like I think Cranium Command was like all the body parts. But anyway, that's the point. Is we get that one little nugget, and then, well, what is that? And then 4 years later, I'm crying in a theater over a character that laughs like a dolphin and smells like cotton candy, like harder than any other movie character I've ever read about.
He likes to play.
Yeah. And it was the second time I saw it. That's even the more embarrassing part. Because it was the part that this is really personal. But hello, everybody. Let's join me. When Joy is
therapy with Tony.
Yes, she's got the orb, and I was with a friend of mine, and she's like, do you remember? And like sobbing, and I started losing it. And he's like, Tony, this isn't that bad. And then it gets like 2 minutes later, who's your friend who loves to play bing bong, who's your friend? And they're doing it, the whole thing. And then as soon as he goes, Joy, I got a feeling about this one. As he's fading, I'm a mess, like snot pouring. And then he goes, oh. And like he realized what was happening, and then he lost it too. So 2 grown adult men crying over this character. Thanks, Pete Docter. And that's why I'm looking forward to Soul. We'll see what that happens. And the way you just shook your head, not helping me. Thanks, though.
Try not to give anything away.
I know, don't give anything away.
But it's Pixar. So.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Onward snuck up on me. Like that one, I was like, oh, this isn't going to be that bad. And then,
Onward from the pitch, like at D23, when drawing a blank on the director's name, got up on stage and was like, I didn't know my dad. and I had this one tape, and I got the tape, and I thought I was going to hear his voice, and then he plays the tape, and like I'm already like, he's like, so we made this film about these elves who don't know their father, and I'm like, ah!
Yeah, no, that's so again, going back to Pixar's brand, they told you that little bit up front, right? Like we never knew their dad, blah, blah, blah. So you're like, all right, there's going to be an emotional moment with the dad. As an older brother, Onward snuck up on me. I don't know if everybody here has seen Onward yet, but I'll just say that.
It's on Disney Plus at no additional charge. So if you're watching this and you haven't seen Onward, you're setting your priorities wrong. Go watch Onward, then come back here.
But yeah, so as an older brother, that one, I was like, I was not expecting this.
Yeah.
I was expecting something with the dad, not this. Oh my gosh. Anyway.
Lots of different types of father figures.
Yes. All right. So that's pretty much everything going to Disney Plus. Let's talk about theatrically.
Ooh,
right?
Theaters are reopening?
Well, hopefully.
I missed them.
I think some already are in Florida. Sorry about out there.
California. But
after Soul, which was supposed to be in theaters in June and then November, and is now coming to Disney Plus, I'm not going to say for free, but with regular subscription.
Yeah, and no additional charge.
No additional charge.
Nothing is free, but things are at no additional charge.
Because we, Disney Animation Studios is releasing Raya and the Last Dragon as part of Premiere Access in March. And theatrically where available.
What have you?
Yes. But looking out a little bit beyond that to June of 2021, Pixar has just said theatrically for Luca. Set in the Italian seaside town. It's about a friendship. Let's go through here. A new original feature celebrating the universal theme of friendship, which I feel like all of Pixar movies do. Set in a beautiful seaside town on the Italian Riviera. An unforgettable summer filled with gelato, pasta, and endless scooter rides. Luca shares these adventures with the newfound best friend, but all their fun is threatened by their deeply held secret. They are sea monsters from another world just below the water surface.
I love mermaids, and I love Luca. Or I'm sorry, I love La Luna.
Okay. So
those two, the marriage of those two things, I'm really grooving on.
Well, that goes back to La Luna, though. It's going to be Italy or some kind of I love La Luna, though. I really do.
The same director, isn't it?
It is the same director.
Yeah.
Whose name Enrico Casarosa, which means Enrico from the House of Rosa. I don't know if that's true. I'm just making that up.
La Casa Rosco.
But yeah, that goes back to we don't know much. We just have a couple of pieces of concept art. And then they're two friends. Yeah, exactly. They're two friends having fun in the summer. I think they showed a clip of him or them riding a bike together and then jumping into the water, which now we know is because they are sea monsters from just below the surface. But that's it. And I think we talked about this a little bit before we went live. That is probably the teaser we would have seen had Soul gone into theaters. Yeah. So maybe there might be a release coming when Soul hits.
I would think so. I think it would be really cool if Disney Plus either put it in Soul as an extra or even like HBO Max. I don't know if they have the software for it in Disney Plus, but HBO Max loves to give you trailers, but it has the skip button. I think it would be cool if they like bumped this in front of Soul when you press play and it gave you the skip button. But if you want it, you could get the thing. I think it would be cool if they did it with Burrow. Like you got the Luca teaser and then Burrow, and you could skip it. If
I was just going to say, I would rather see Burrow have like embedded into Soul.
Yeah, have like the whole experience you were meant to have on Thanksgiving with Soul.
Hold on, I am going to adjust my lighting for just a moment.
Ooh, got to get pretty. Yep. I'll talk about my dog here because she was starting to bark. And this is Dory. We have Nemo and Dory. Nemo was a rescue. He came with his name. Dory was found on the side of a road with no name. And I wanted to name her Shimo. So we'd have Nemo and Shimo. But okay. I was vetoed. So we went with Dory.
These things happen in the households.
Yeah. I thought Nemo and Shimo would be real fun. It'd be like She-Hulk.
So, Soul, Disney Plus, Luca, and then afterward, another popular short. I would say very, very popular short. Domi Shi is giving us the full length feature Turning Red.
And she was the director of Bao.
Yeah, Bao. Sorry. Yes, everybody knows the director's name.
Everyone knows Domi Shi. Yes. Director, creator of Bao.
Yes. Fantastic. That one confused a lot of my friends, but
I think this looks so fun. And this is also, like, I'm a huge Studio Ghibli fan and I love Japanese culture. And what I think is really cool about Turning Red is it not only reminds me a little bit of Pompoko, a movie about Kanuki, Japanese mischievous raccoons that shapeshift, which I think is where they got the concept. But also, if you're a Nintendo fan, Super Mario 3, when Mario puts on the Tanuki suit, that's what this is. This like red raccoon mythical creature from Japan.
Of course, again, we only get that little bit from Pixar. A new feature film opening in 2022.
And it's like when she's embarrassed, she turns into...
Right. A 13-year-old torn between staying her mother's daughter in the chaos of adolescence, as if changes to her interest, relationship, and body weren't enough. Whenever she gets too excited, which for a teenager is always, she poofs into a giant red panda.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's a red panda. I looked at it and thought Tanuki.
Nope, red panda.
But still really
turning red.
Yeah. But doesn't it look kind of like a Tanuki?
I can see it, yeah, especially after you said Mario.
Yeah. Tails.
Yep.
Tails from Sonic, I think, was supposed to be a like Tanuki Fox.
I believe that. I'm not a big gamer, but so I think that's it, right?
Is it?
No, it's not.
I was gonna say, but wait, there's more.
There was a big one that I've already been finding myself at the point of contention with a lot of folks with. Lightyear. Scheduled for 2022. This is the Buzz Lightyear origin story. And I cannot stress this enough. All of my friends who bleed Toy Story are already like, no, I don't want it.
Well, everyone did that with Toy Story 4 too. I mean, some people are split on it, but I think Toy Story 4 ended up with better than most people thought it was going to be.
It's the movie that Andy saw that made him want the toy. That's the easiest way I've come to describe it over the last few days.
Unlike the TV show that Andy saw that made him want the toy.
Right, yeah, that too. That TV show is a spinoff of this big budget movie.
and they won't give it to us on Disney Plus. Why?
Yeah.
We have theme park attractions based on it. All around the world.
Yes. I've already, I don't know about you, but I'm already seeing Tim Allen. Why? Like, there's a petition going around. Bring back Tim Allen. Like, Tim Allen's the toy. Chris Evans is Lightyear in the movie Lightyear that Andy saw that made him want the toy.
Also, in the 2020 of it all, I think Tim Allen has had enough issues in the past that people dredge up. Whereas Chris Evans has a squeaky clean record and is my ultimate man crush. So.
Now, I didn't know who Chris Evans was until Lightyear.
Look at what?
I'm joking. I just wanted to see your reaction.
This unknown, little unknown.
Unknown guy. I think he was in some movie where they tried to steal the SAT scores.
I remember that.
Yep. It was Ocean's 11 for high schoolers.
Yeah. It was
the perfect score is what we're talking about.
Fine film.
But yeah, Lightyear, I feel like overshadowed everything else Pixar announced that day. And they had a clip. I was up in the air about using it. It's just the title card with lasers. Lightyear. I nerdily did a scene by scene, clip by clip, not even clip by clip, scene by scene, frame by frame analysis of that. And all of those lasers are actually the colors of his suit. Fun fact.
Cool.
Or fact. Sorry if Doobie's watching.
It's very unique, Doobie.
Yep. Very interesting fact for some.
The phrase that pays. Very unique.
Yeah. And again, all we know about that is it's the definitive origin story of Buzz Lightyear, who's voiced by Chris Evans. the hero who inspired the toy. Pete Docter came out and said, "This is not a Toy Story movie." Like, that was how he introduced it. So,
but do you think the branding on the posters and trailer will be like from the world of Toy Story, like from above the world of cars for planes?
maybe. I think it'll be from the director. Well, not
And
even from the studio that brought you Toy Story.
If Space had come out, do you think the branding was going to be from above the world of planes?
Maybe. That was the whole planes thing bothers me, because I'm like, and a lot of people don't know this or realize this. That's not a Pixar movie.
Mm-hmm. Disney Studios.
Yeah, exactly. It's the same people that brought you Bambi 2 brought you Planes.
Well, remember when Pixar made Toy Story 3 because Disney Toon Studio was going to make Toy Story 3, and they had to go, no, you don't.
Nope. Yep. Yep.
Good times.
Kenton here is giving us all the release dates. Turning Red, spring 2022, March 11th. And then Lightyear, a few months after that, in June of 2022.
Awesome.
I feel like in this day and age right now, yes, they have the announced release dates, but that's subject to change.
Yeah. All of this with a huge asterisk.
Yes. I just did a thing about Emperor's New Groove, which is now up on laughingplace.com. If you want to talk about how a movie can change from when it's announced to when it's released, have a look. That took 6 years.
And Good Dinosaur is another good example.
Good Dinosaur. That's what I need to like really spend some time with. I haven't, but I know there's so much more to that story that I don't know.
I just remember the first time they announced it at D23 Expo, and they brought out the voice cast, none of whom are in the final film.
Well, so I go again, we're going off topic here, but I go back to there was an official ceremony where John Ratzenberger handed the torch to Bill Hader as the new voice that's going to be in every Pixar film, and then immediately back because he's not in The Good Dinosaur. He was supposed to be, but he wasn't.
Yep.
Finding Dory, he had the small bit in, and then he hasn't been in anything pretty much since then.
Yeah, so he's not in Soul, and as far as I can tell, he's not credited, and his voice doesn't stand out at any point in Soul. So,
are Bill Hader or John Ratzenberger?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I know I've heard about the Good Luck Charm being not in that. But hey, can we blame all of 2020 on John Ratzenberger not being in Soul?
Well, was it just Pixar's Good Luck Charm, or was it the world's Good Luck Charm? How important was John Ratzenberger to the fabric of space and time?
By being in every Pixar movie. Well, in terms of everything that was announced, that we covered it. I saved what I thought would be the best for the last with Lightyear. Yeah. And that is the furthest out. So that's June of 2022. Actually, well, the Win or Lose series is 2023. So I feel like if we got any big changes, Good Dinosaur style, it would be in that show.
Yeah, and I'm curious to see Win or Lose how much of like characters and stuff is recycled, just because it's original. And as we've seen with Pixar shorts and even Disney shorts and specials, when they can save some budget by bringing in like a pre-made character or set and just change things up a little bit. Lou, for those who don't know, Lost and Found. I'm sorry, Lost and Found is the name of the short, right?
No, it's Lou. Lou comes from Lost and Found.
That's right. The whole playground is from Sunnyside in Toy Story 3.
And Lou is basically Hank from Finding Dory light. It's the same rendering system and animation system and everything.
That's true. Yeah. Some invisible elements holding everything together.
A lot of people don't realize how often.
Yeah, they just pull from their digital archive. So I'm curious to see with that show how much we can spot and be like, oh, that's one of Riley's classmates from Inside Out as a lead now.
Or Riley with new hair color.
Or Riley with a buzz cut.
So I often joke, a lot of Easter eggs. I'm like, is that an Easter egg? Or did they just... a good example goes right to you can't see me pointing, right to your WALL-E remix, and right behind me. How many trash cubes are in WALL-E?
100 billion million?
Something like that. There's actually 8.
Yeah.
Or is it 6? something like that. Something
Copy
ridiculous.
paste, copy paste, copy paste, copy paste.
Just different lighting, different colors, different. Anyway,
Yeah.
Magic Van.
I mean, same with like most crowd shots. There's like, like 10 different people, and then there's like 100 different versions of them in the computer that it just like auto populates.
A Bug's Life.
Oh yeah.
Watch the ants, like every fourth ant in the background.
Repeat.
Yep.
Copy paste, copy paste, copy paste.
Which was amazing for the time too, especially because that was the biggest challenge for A Bug's Life was the crowd shots.
Well, and the thing about like, so with Toy Story, we're so far off topic, but with the first Toy Story and then looking at Toy Story 4, you can instantly see how far computers have come. But what I appreciate about A Bug's Life is they haven't done it again. And so it still looks pretty good. Because when you go back and watch Toy Story 1 after Toy Story 4, you're like, oh, the mom looks terrifying. And then with A Bug's Life, you're just like, everything looks fine and stylized and fits within this world. And I have nothing else to compare it to take me out of this.
Yep.
But oh my gosh, Andy's mom in Toy Story 1.
Andy and his friends, which are all pretty much Andy.
Yeah. I think they're all actually the baby's head on the Kinect's arms with like more hair.
We'll go back further. Tin Toy, the one that actually based off of that baby. At the time, I'm sure everybody was like, "Oh my god, that looks amazing!" And now it's the.
I'd be hiding under that couch too.
Yep,
that's one scary plastic baby.
Lauren agrees. The mom is terrifying.
Yes, absolutely.
But yeah, if you watch Scud in Toy Story 1, and then the cat in Toy Story 4, whose name I forget.
The antique store cat.
Antique store cat. Yeah. But you're just like, what happened in between there?
We went from Scud with like a plastic looking paint job to make it look like fur to like a cat with more individual strands of hair than Sully had.
Even Sully in the original Monsters Inc., I'm just like, because they're kind of all over the place. But
you have that plastic
at that time was just that's amazing. And now you're like, oh.
I just remember with Incredibles, Brad Bird, in all the interviews being like, the hardest thing to do is get hair wet in CG. And I was like, we need a film where they fall into the ocean.
Yep. I think it's in the Pixar Story, if you're familiar with that documentary. He's like, we have the 10 hardest things to do in animation in our movie. And he was just like, we have hair and water, we have explosions, we have like this whole everything. Yep. And I'm like, yep, he just kind of went all in on that one, didn't he?
Yeah. He was like, what's hard to do in CG? We're doing all of it. Yep. I came from The Simpsons. Let's go.
The Iron Giant, I would say.
Yeah.
Simpsons and then Iron Giant. And I don't know. Yep. I have my own stories about him. He yelled at me once.
So. Oh, I've only had pleasant interactions with him. So
it was a pleasant yell, but it was definitely a scold.
Yeah.
I met him and he was signing my copy of The Incredibles at Virgin Megastore in San Francisco. When I was in college. Yeah, we all do. But nobody was there. And I actually felt bad, but it was cool because I got to hang out, me and a friend of mine, for about an hour, maybe an hour and a half, just hanging out, talking to him about stuff. And as animation students in college, like, yeah, we're going to take this opportunity. But he signed my DVD. And at the time I had pre-ordered from Disney Store so I can get the lithographs because, nerd.
Yeah.
And sign that too. But so he gets the DVD and it says full screen at the top.
What did you do?
So I
don't you like yourself?
So I bought it from the Disney Store for the lithographs. They did not give me the choice.
Yep.
It was only full screen.
You know what? That's why I don't have the lithographs. I'm pretty sure I got mine at Suncoast, where you could see. It came with a framed like piece of the film print, like from a movie theater, because they were still on film back then. But
yeah, so exactly your reaction was mine, but what he said will always resonate with me. And it was, you are wasting half of my work.
That's awesome.
And ever since then, I've always gone out of my way.
More than half, though, because you miss half if it's like standard widescreen. You miss like 2/3 if it's scope.
Yep, that's true.
That was scope. That was a widescreen movie.
Just watching. But yeah, so that was That's my Brad Bird story. But he was cool about it. That was also at a very bad time for Disney and Pixar, and in terms of their relationship. And as soon as I said, it was at the Disney store, that's all they had. As soon as I said that, he pulled his assistant aside, and
that was before Pixar was part of Disney. They were just
part of the Disney. Yep, that was
distributed by Disney back in those days.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Brad Bird, for anyone who doesn't know, was worked at Disney Animation and was mentored by some of Walt Disney's 9 Old Men. Yep. I got to interview him about that, which was really cool. And you can go, if you search Brad Bird on laughingplace.com, you can find our interview that I had the pleasure of doing, and thought he was awesome. And I bow down to his presence. And excited for anything he does.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, there's a meme going around about can you tell how old you are by mentioning a store name? And when you said Suncoast.
Oh my gosh. There's still, that was my favorite store.
Mine too.
There's still one in Portland. And at the same mall, they have a 90s style Disney store. And when you walk in, it still has the box where the VHS was supposed to be propped up and a TV was supposed to play What's New. And it's just an empty box now. But I took pictures of it and I was like, they have Mount Plushmore. They've got it all. Plush Mountain is what they really call it. But I always called it Mount Plushmore. But yes, I want to go back to Portland just so I can go back to Suncoast. I bought stuff at Suncoast and I saved the receipt and I saved the bag and I signed up for Entertainment Weekly from them because I was like, you guys need the money. And
I think all the last video stores are in Oregon.
Yes, because Bend, Oregon has the very last Blockbuster on Earth. And apparently during this time, you could sleep over in it, which
is completely related to what Pixar announced at the Investors Day.
If I slept in the last Blockbuster, I would definitely try and recreate the scene from Captain Marvel where she falls into one.
Okay. Well, we've gone way off topic.
And beyond.
We'll talk about that really quick. Lightyear. Do you think he's going to say it throughout the movie, or do you think he's going to have a dramatic reveal?
I think it's going to be a dramatic reveal. I think because they're setting this up as so not part of Toy Story, I think they're going to make you wait for it. I almost picture it like the movie at the end of Chicken Little.
Okay.
And he's going to have his little catchphrase at the end.
That movie.
And also, I mean, Jeremiah has brought this up, but I do think this is a good idea, whether or not they'll do it or not, would be cutting to at some point Buzz Lightyear watching it. Maybe it's a post-credit tease. Mm-hmm. But the Buzz Lightyear action figure voiced by Tim Allen reacting to the film. If not, that might be the short that they put out with it on Blu-ray.
Yeah. Okay. I'll give you that one. I feel like that would only instigate everybody's.
Yeah. Maybe the direct-to-video short that comes with the movie you just bought will be that.
Yeah. I still think it's going to be all the drama happens, the action sequences, what's your next adventure, Buzz? To infinity and beyond. And then roll credits. And there it is. That's what I think is going to happen. I'll throw money down. If I just ruined it for everybody at Pixar, I'm sorry. Hire me and we'll talk about NDAs.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
he will gladly sign.
Yep, lots of fun coming at you from Pixar, and lots of fun coming up from Laughing Place too. Tonight we have the Barely Necessities merchandise show. I hope you're not sick of my ugly mug because Rebecca is out, so I will be joining Becca as she talks about the latest in Disney merchandise. And then later tonight at 7:30, 10:30 Eastern time, Disney Trivia Live. Again, don't be sick of me, but I will be on that as well, filling in as a co-host with Doobie. Oh, there he is right there.
I just wanted to say that I am looking forward to Tony's fill-in. I just now, for the first time, saw what tonight's quizzes are going to be because Tony was kind enough to write them. Emperor's New Groove, looking forward to that. The other one might be vetoed. We'll see how that goes.
No, it's happening. It's happening.
Martin
the other
Short
one is
trivia.
Martin Short trivia.
Martin Short.
Oh,
Tony
we're recording a podcast, but I'm so bummed I can't play that one.
I just watched the replay and pretend.
My love of Martin Short. And I've heard Tony will have a special guest tonight. So I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, that's right.
That's all I wanted to say. See you guys.
Okay. Alex, do you have anything you want to add?
No, I think we've covered beyond what we set out to do in the show. So
Beyond for sure.
yeah.
Again, Barely Necessities, 4 o'clock Pacific, 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Disney Trivia Live, 7:30 Pacific, 10 o'clock, or 10:30 Eastern Time, because that's how time zones work. Thanks for joining us. If you like everything you've seen, we do have further look aheads, I believe, later in the week. Disney live action movies on Wednesday at 11 o'clock a.m., 2 o'clock Pacific. I don't know who's doing that one.
I don't either. Usually it would fall under me, but I haven't been told about it. This is the first time hearing it.
And everything just decided to freeze on me.
Great.
Alex, do I still have you?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
Well, I can end the broadcast if you want. I have absolute power.
Yes. All right, let's try that out. Okay.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Bye, guys.
Take care.